Hello everyone, my name is Stella and I'm the creator of the Aromantic Voices video. I just wanted to thank everyone who submitted videos and who decided to participate. It means a lot to me. The goal of Aromantic Voices was, well, originally I wanted to host a seminar like I did for ACE Week, but I couldn't do that because it's my reading week, which means I'm at home all week and not able to talk about these topics when everyone else is around. So instead of making it all about my voice, I thought we could hear what all of the aromantic community has to say. And so I came up with these three questions so we could all share our ideas and feel represented by our own voice, however that may be. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'm really grateful for this entire community who has allowed me to come into myself and out to the world. And yeah, hope you all have a great Romantic Spectrum Awareness Week and enjoy.
Me being Aro shapes everything because I get to define everything about my life. There are no normative ideas about what being Aro should be like. There is only freedom to define this by myself. And of course it's difficult, not because I'm Aro, but because the world expects me not to be. Love is such a beautiful spectrum, not linear, a galaxy, and I think that the Aro community shows so much possibility that is freeing, that is empowering, beyond our community. We are magic, forever and always.
First question, how has being Arrow shaped my life experience? So, being Arrow has always left me on the outside of society as long as I can remember, even though I really only figured out the word a few years ago. But looking back, I've always been very Arrow. I spent a lot of time third wheeling on dates with people and being frustrated with stupid sappy romance movies and holidays, and frustrated with extra plus ones at weddings where you're expected to bring a date, but then also frustrated with not getting a plus one because they knew that I wouldn't be bringing a date. I also had really high expectations for dating, and I scared people away because I'm way too strong and independent. And basically, it just left me feeling like I didn't really belong anywhere in this romance oriented world. Now that I have a word for it, I understand myself better and my reactions better, and it hasn't made life better, like overall, but at least I know why I live the way that I do.
To answer my own first question of how has being aromantic shaped my life experiences, I mean, I only realized I was arrow like with the term when I was 20, and right now I'm 21, so it hasn't really been around in my life this whole time, but obviously I have been arrow my whole life. And I think it's just often made me feel like I was like socially awkward or just couldn't fit in because I never understood or connected with all these common experiences. I never had a crush. I never knew how to connect with these ideas when my friends would say, "Oh, what's your dream wedding? Like, how would you imagine your wedding?" So, but it also has all made me feel really like empowered that some of my friends would freak out about being single and I just feel like, what's the problem? So I think being arrow has in a lot of ways shaped my ability to connect with others and the world and just the way I see things as a whole. And now that I actually have a word for my experiences, I feel like I can so much more strongly communicate that and uplift myself and support others who are experiencing life in similar or the same ways. So yeah, that's how it shaped my experiences.
Being aromantic has probably shaped my life in a lot of different ways. I think some of which I'm probably not even aware of or able to articulate. I've never had the experience that many people have of experiencing romantic attraction. And so I don't necessarily know what that's like, except that for people who do experience it, it seems to be a really big part of their lives. So I can say that personally, I wouldn't change my orientation or my life in any way. I'm very happy being aromantic and also asexual. Um, but it's hard to say how it's impacted me because I don't know my life in any other form. I don't know what it would have looked like in any other way. I will say that I think whether it's because of my orientation or just because of circumstance and the people in my life, I'm really, really lucky to have a small group of amazing, incredible friends who I consider to be almost like family to me. And for me personally, those relationships and those kinds of friendships are so valuable and are kind of the most rewarding relationships that I've ever really been in. And yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. And I mean, I think the only other way in which being aromantic has really shaped who I am and what my life experiences have been is probably just in terms of how it has made me question the norms and the sort of cultural and social expectations that are kind of placed on us just by nature of being in the society in which we live, and just in terms of how people live their life, at least according to the status quo. And I guess because my experience has been different than that of a lot of other people who are not aromantic or on the aromantic spectrum, I think that one of the blessings is that because my experience has been so different, it's also, I don't know if forced me is the right way to phrase it, but it's definitely made me question and look at other things, both related to partnership and relationship structures, but even just things in other parts of life where there is kind of like a prescribed norm or a sort of like social standard. And it's given me the space to question that and whether that's something that aligns with what I want and how I feel and what my values and beliefs are, or if it's just something that, I might have been going along with or might have been expected to go along with because it was the status quo. So I do think that that's been a really incredible benefit of being aromantic, and also especially once I realized and understood that that was my orientation and experience. But I also do think that there's just so much I probably can't even speak about because I don't know what life would be like any other way, and I don't know that I'd want to.
So about my experience with being aromantic, I personally find it harder to come out as being aromantic than being asexual, since I'm also an asexual, because I think that people actually find it easier to accept not wanting sex than not wanting a romantic relationship. And being aromantic, many people associate with not being able to feel love or wanting serious relationships, and that's not true. Like, I would love platonic relationships to have the same importance and acceptance as sexual and romantic relationships. And just because we satisfy our needs for affection differently or have different needs for affection doesn't mean that it's wrong or worth less than sexual or romantic relationships.
How has being aromantic/arospecs shaped your life experiences? I thought romance was going to change my life, fix my problems, and allow me to assimilate into society without issue. Those three things weren't true. My life stayed the same, my problems were still there, and even though I identified as pansexual at the time, I would still be looked at through cis heteronormative society as a weirdo. Most people didn't even know what pansexual was, and it was still labeled a Tumblr sexuality. So, at the time, let's see, my boyfriend wasn't the issue. It was just the relationship itself that was the issue. I felt it really wasn't as fulfilling as it was for others. I didn't feel that spark of, woo, yeah, the relationship in my life's fine. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in a relationship. That's cool. You know. Some days I wished I was single, and other days I was just fine being with him. It kind of flip flop back and forth. I honestly did not. I did not look for him. The whole relationship happened because I felt, some attraction, some romantic attraction towards him, and just went with it. Yeah, basically. I didn't have the language to explain what this meant, so I just kind of ignored it. Thought, hey, well, maybe if I find the quote-unquote right person, then these feelings will go away. But that didn't happen, even if I found the quote-unquote right person. It wasn't until I realized I was asexual that I decided to also explore romantic orientations and realized that, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm very romantic. The description of it just made sense to me, and I felt like a lot of things were just applied to my life, like feels romantic attraction very weakly, and I do. And among a lot of other things. It also helped me to challenge these normative beliefs that I grew up with, that everybody, wants a relationship. Everybody wants to find love. Everybody, wants a boyfriend or girlfriend. If you don't find it, then you're gonna die alone. Those type of beliefs.
Okay. Full disclosure, I literally just spent several minutes talking to my camera app because I forgot to press the record button. So I was already in a pretty negative mood before that. So now it's like fucking out there. So how has being ace or demi or arospec affected my life or influenced my life? Not in a great way, to be honest with you. There's a lot of moments where I don't like myself, or like wish that like I could just be normal. I see people like going out and having promiscuous sex and like meetups and that type of thing, and then they build relationships from that, and it's like it feels so much more of a struggle, just like trying to get somebody to fucking communicate with me and be on the same wavelength as me, and then we get to like the amorous stuff once we're like connected or in a relationship. It fucking sucks. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Maybe it's just because I'm in a shitty mood because I've recorded this for the third time now, or the day I'm having, but it fucking sucks. I feel like a fucking robot. Like, if you want the honest answer. There's somebody that I have feelings for now, and I don't know how to read if they have feelings for me back, because that part of my brain is fucking gone. Like, I can't tell. How the fuck can they tell? So, and then like I talk to people and they say, oh yeah, they invite me over like every night after work, and they want back rubs, and they want like for me to like rub on them and do all this stuff. And it's like, I don't know if that's a signal that they want to move the relationship further, like they want to move past friendship or anything like that, or I don't know if that's just their back is sore, or that they want fucking company, or if we're going to watch movies. So I don't fucking know, dude. I don't fucking know. And like, I'm 35, and I feel like I should know. So that's one way it's influenced my life. And it's hard because I talk to people about it, the people I choose to talk to about it, and they swear they know, like, they understand what that means to be ace or to be demi, but they don't. Like, they just go off of assumptions. They don't ask me, okay, what are your views of sex? They just go, okay, this is who you are, so you don't have sex, or you've never had sex. So what's that like? And it's like, that's not the case. That's not the fucking case, dude. Just talk to me and I'll tell you. Like, but instead of talking to me, like, they would rather just fucking assume. I had one person I tried to explain it to, and they went, no, I'm pretty up there on the LGBT terms, so I know. You seem like you're somebody who has sex like once every like 6 weeks. And it's like, what the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean, dude? Like, so in terms of how it's influenced my life, it's made me feel alienated from everybody and anybody. Yeah. Hence why I'm recording this in a fucking car right now, because I have nobody I would rather, like, I want to talk about this in front of. But, yeah. That's what that is. I'm sorry if it, like, I'm sorry if people are posting stories of, like, how it's greatly influenced their life. But it's not. Like, it's fucking not. Like, I wish I could just be the fucking person who, when they're lonely, fucking hops on Tinder and just swipes right for every fucking profile, because regardless of who they match, they just want to fucking go out there and fuck and feel a human connection. I wish I could be like that, but it's not like that for me. When I'm lonely, like, it's the fucking worst thing in the world. So that's how I feel right now. Sorry if that's not what you were looking for.
Potential allies, I would love them to hear that we are all main characters. I often feel like a side character in everybody else's romantic story, but I'm my own main character, and I would love for others to accommodate us more into their lives, beyond side character roles. I would love for allies to listen to us and see the beauty of our community, of how we show so many possibilities in connections. I would love for allies to check in with us, approach us with what brings us joy, to normalize asking for boundaries, and for recentering romance to not be the main plot of every story.
My message for people who want to be good arrow allies is to get a hobby. It's really sad when people get so wrapped up in their romantic relationships that they have nothing in common with their aromantic friends anymore. It's really hard to have a conversation with you about something that I don't really understand. Also, it's really healthy to have a hobby in any case. And I want to talk to you about what you like doing. I want to talk about your plant children, about funny videos on TikTok, about a new recipe that you tried, maybe about that walk that you had where you saw a really neat leaf. I don't care, just talk to me about something other than romance and why you think that I need a romantic partner in my life.
For the second question of what message I'd give to people interested in being good arospec allies, I mean, I've made like a couple of entire posts on my Insta page about this, but I'm just going to answer this question like for what would mean a lot to me. Honestly, what would mean a lot to me from people interested in being allies would be to just believe my experiences, and to believe the experiences of people, regardless whether they have the language of the label for them. So, for example, now if someone tells me something, I can just say, well, I'm arrow, so yeah, whatever. But before I realized that I was arrow, I would say at like a social event or something, oh, I've never had a crush, when people like went around in a circle and asked people who their crushes were. And or even in a conversation with an individual, I would say, oh, I've never had a crush before. And the instant reaction was, oh, you're just saying that you're too shy to tell the truth. That can't be possible. And that really, really hurt because I didn't get why they didn't understand that and why they wouldn't accept that. So honestly, the best way to be an ally is just believe people's aromantic experiences, and also don't focus on, say, if someone's ace, don't just focus on that. Or if someone has another sexual identity or queer identity, don't ignore their aromanticism, because that's happened to me a lot too. People only focus that I'm ace and not arrow. And even people who are try to be the best allies just naturally do that because sex is such the focus of orientation. So yeah, those are just some of the things that personally would mean a lot for me for people to do as arospec allies.
And to allies or people wanting or trying to be allies, just be aware that aromantic people have different experiences and needs, and be open to them and accept the different ways of their needs and desires. And even if most of us don't feel romantic attraction, doesn't mean that we can love you. We may just show it differently.
What message would you give to people interested in being good aromantic/arospect allies? I would tell them to educate themselves on aromanticism. You don't need to be a world-class expert or anything like that, but just have a good grasp on what aromantic and even what arospec means, because aromanticism is a spectrum. Also understand that not all aromantics are asexual, and the same goes for asexuals. Not all asexuals are aromantic. Aromantic and asexual are two different terms. One is aromanticism is about a lack of romantic attraction, and asexual is little to no or lack of sexual attraction. However, there are some people who like to use the term aromantic or asexual for themselves, just alone. They may not like to use the same model. Let's see. Don't pity us. Don't say that everyone feels love. Don't suspect the reason we're arospect or aromantic as, like, say, oh, did someone break your heart? Don't assume that we don't love our family or friends. That's extremely hurtful, because many of us have extremely large family and friend ties, and it's hurtful to hear that from somebody else. Or say that we're lonely or sad because we're single. A lot of it, we're not lonely or sad. Some aromantics do want relationships. I myself am very romantic, but I would not mind dating anybody, but I'm just not interested in doing that right now because of how low and weak my attraction really is to people as of right now. Let's see here. Those are just some of the things not to do if you want to be a good ally. You could also ask your fellow, if you have a fellow aromantic friend, for their perspective on things, and also stand up for aromantics against aerophobes. It would be nice to see more allo people jump in anytime someone who is rude and aerophobic comes around and it is bullying us, you know. But that's it.
When I think of being Aro, I think of finally having a space to belong, a space where I am enough, where I finally read my story and finally can relate. What I think is so beautiful about our community is that we communicate so much, so considerately. And I think the magic we bring, the magic that there are so many ways to form connections, so many ways to grow together, I think this magic is so wonderful.
My arrow thought to other arrows is I really suggest that you get a pet if you don't already have a pet. That way, when someone asks you about the significant other you have in your life, you can totally gush about what your pet did and how amazing they are and how fluffy they are, or scaly, or whatever kind of pet you have. Make sure that you can counteract every form of amatonormativity with a comment about your pet, or a book, or plant children, or something. It confuses the poor aloes, and that makes me happy. Bonus tip if you also give them queer accessories that you can show off.
Everyone is singing their love songs. I can't seem to find my own tune. I've been on the inside for so long. If they knew that truth, in all of my plans, have been silent stronger now. All that I know was that life.
For the last little part of my segment, I just wanted to introduce that song. It's called Paralyzed, but when I think about it this way, I think paralyzed. For me, that song just meant a lot to me because of the verse, everyone is singing their love songs, I can't seem to find my own tune. And the song is not really about that. It's about Delta Goodrem, who's the singer who everyone knows I'm obsessed with. It's about her experiences that she faced with health issues. But yeah, that song just really resonated with me, and it's something that has been become a really key part of my aromantic journey, and therefore it's something I wanted to share with you as important to me, and that I wanted to put in this video to remember that sometimes when you do realize your arospec, all your plans of your life and your happily ever after may seem that they are silenced overnight, but you can definitely find a way to begin again in your true arrow self and seek the things that you want and that really matter to you. And yeah, that's just the last final message I wanted to give. Yeah.
So, I'm actually a bit new to this community because I found out that I'm a romantic not that long ago. I think because I've been kind of questioning my sexuality and everything, like since this summer, and I've come to terms with it around July, I think. So I'm kind of new, but I think that deep down, I've I've always known it, even though I didn't realize it. Because I've always noticed that there was something different between me and my friends, because most of them would be. I'm also ace, so I asexual. So when people around me would like say, "Oh, I have a crush. I like this person," either sexually or romantically, and be like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll get a crush too. Yeah, whatever. It's not a big deal." But like, I think, like I've never truly had one, and like everyone around me has always had like a celebrity crush or whatever it is, and I would like obsess over actors too, but like in a different way, because most times I would see my friends be like, "Oh yeah, this actor, they have a really nice body and stuff like that," and I'd be like, I just think they're funny, and I like the TV shows they're in, but I would pretend that it was, yeah, it's because they're really cute and whatever, and pretend to be embarrassed, but I actually think I was more embarrassed by the fact that I didn't really have a crush than about the fact that I did, in in quotes. And I don't know, I think being Aero Ace, so I mean, I think it gives me something special that most people don't get to experience, because like I feel like I can live my life without having to worry about like impressing another person to get them to fall in love with me, because I don't really care about that. Like I struggle more with the fact that I want friends and I don't know how to make them, than me wanting a partner and not being able to get one because I'm ugly or things like that. Like, of course, I have self-esteem issues, but it's unrelated to me wanting a partner. It's more I don't like myself because I don't like myself, not because others don't like me. And I don't know. It's I'm sorry. I'm kind of going on a rant here. Rant. I'm sorry. English is not my first language. But yeah, I just think it gives me a new perspective that most people don't have, in seeing people for what they are, and who they are, and not just focus on their looks or certain aspects. Because like I'm not feeling romantic attraction is just really freeing to me, because I don't obsess over people. I mean, I don't really know how it feels, cause duh. But from what I understand, most people that feel romantic attraction just get obsessive and just can't think about anything else but that person. And I don't know, I just feel like it can get toxic, and I'm glad I don't need to worry about that. I think. I mean, it hasn't happened to me yet, and I don't think it will. but I'm not sad about that. Like, I'm actually kind of glad. And I've got other types of attraction that I feel, and I love my friends, and that's enough for me. And also, um, I to allies, I just want to say you should just accept it. We're not weird. We're not aliens. We're not cold or whatever. Like, I'm still emotional and cry over movies. It's not like I'm heartless. It's just, yeah, I don't see people that way. It's just another way of being. There's gay people. There's I don't know. There's straight people. There's trans people, and there's aro people, and everything's cool. Whatever label you choose to have, it's totally fine. Yeah, I'm sorry if it got messy. I'm not really cool. Sorry, good at talking, as it's kind of clear. But yeah, I just think Arab people are super cool, except for me, but whatever. And yeah, uh, that's it.
Since I am a goth, I've decided to do a dance to a song called Love Will Never Tear Us Apart by Joy Division. I feel like this really, it hits the nail on the head, so to speak, of me being arospec. Like, as soon as I heard it, it just kind of clicked with me. And I like this song too.
So, hello everyone. This is me talking about like my aromantic experience, and like as you see, there's my aromantic flag. Really nice. I hope this is gonna be good because like I want this to be one take, and so let's talk about me as a person first. Because like my name's Diane. I am 19 years old, living in Germany, but I'm Polish. Like, I have a Polish family and I can speak like Polish and all of that. Yeah. And I came out as aromantic in March 2021. after like thinking I wasn't aro, or like trying to push it away like my entire life, and like I didn't know that this word like exists, and when I thought about it like a few weeks ago, I was like, I knew that this word like existed, but it's like my non-binary identity. I tried to push it away like all the time because I didn't want it to be true. So anyways, I really don't know where to start. Like, I knew that I was like not straight when I was like a little kid. Like I realized it when I was like small, 8 years old or whatever. But like I came out when I was 11 in 2013, but like as bi, and then I had a question inside my mind being like, am I bi, am I a lesbian, all of that. Yeah, like years later, turns out I'm not even a woman. I knew that in 2015, but like I loved pushing things away. So basically, I always wanted to have a word for like what I'm feeling, but like there are so many things that like should have given me like the signs that I was aro, but I had no idea. Never. And there are quite a few reasons for it. First of all, because like I used to think that I was like a hopeless romantic or anything, but the thing is, I have borderline personality disorder, and I need to be attached to a person, or like try to like have someone to think about, so I have like a reason to stay alive or anything. And I tried to do this like with romantic relationships, so that I had a reason to keep going. But like I started getting into romantic relationships when I was like 11 years old. But as soon as yeah. Give me a second. As soon as it was normal for people in my age to like get into romantic relationships, it was weird for me. So like it was like in 8th grade or anything, like people are like 14 and they like start having relationships and all of that, and it was like not for me, because like I have another personality disorder, like the histrionic personality disorder, and I just wanted to have attention, basically, because like I was the young person in a romantic relationship. Made people think like, oh my god, what are they doing? They're so young. And of course people talk about me then. It was basically my goal. But I realized it like 10 years later. Yeah, basically, there are so many like other things, because I had no idea that people actually feel things when they get into romantic relationships, because I was like, yeah, pressured? I don't know, because I've been in 14 romantic relationships, and I knew that I was aro for one of them. One of them. I had no idea. I was dating people all the time and like not having feelings for them, or like being attached because of my BPD or anything. Because the thing is, I am a very touchy person, and I love holding hands and hugging people and kissing people. And yeah, the whole like sex thing is a little complicated. I used to think that I'm a very sexual person, while I'm actually not. Also, like, I started identifying as asexual like short time ago, after like having many people I've slept with. Yeah, that's what we call. I actually don't know the English word for it. Like, trying not to think about it. I always thought that like romance was cute or anything, but when I looked at those cute couples, I was like, oh my god, I want what they have. They have so many feelings like between them, and yeah, that's so cool. And well, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm trying to do that too. Looking at my person that I've been dating at the time, not feeling a thing. And everything was just annoying me. I was like, why are people like trying to ignore other people for their romantic relationships? Or like, why do they want to do this or that or anything? Because I don't get it. So why do they spend time with their partner? Why don't they just like hang out with their friends? Why do they need to do those things so bad? And I've always been like even almost like 14-year relationships are just not for me, because I thought I was like that horrid person, just like kissing, fucking around or anything, and like not caring about the thing. People were just like, yeah, they're gonna settle down one day. But like before I thought that I was arrow. Like 2021 has been a real huge thing, because like let's go back to like another starting point, the beginning of 2019, where I got into another romantic relationship with someone that I really liked, and like he's been an amazing person, and like the only romantic relationship that I actually enjoyed, because like I have no idea if those have been romantic feelings or not, but like nice feelings that I had, and we had a really great time and lots of sex, and I don't know, it's just really close together, even though there were like many things that were hard for me and anything. But like there was this one person, when I got to know them, I thought that they are the one person for my future, because I always thought like if it's not with them, nobody can work. Like I don't know, I always thought that I had to get like this one certain person, and then we have to like have this future together, because I couldn't understand, like I was literally talking to other people being like, yeah, your romantic relationship is gonna fail anyway, because every fucking relationship fails. Why are you even trying? It doesn't work. Nobody's gonna feel like that. Because I literally thought everyone just feels the same as I do. No, I'm arrow. Yeah. But like this person that I was talking about, that I got to know in 2016, like told me they're in love with me while I was like dating this other person. And I was like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do now? Like this person of my dreams who I wanted to spend my life with told me they're in love with me, and I was pretty overwhelmed. After a month of crying, I decided to break up with this lovely boy that I've been dating to like get into this relationship. This relationship destroyed me for many reasons. I've been toxic, they've been toxic. But like also I didn't understand, like I thought when I was in a romantic relationship that like there were rules, and I was trying to like figure out what's normal, what am I supposed to do in this relationship, what am I supposed to do in general, and it was like destroying me, and I was crying all the time for like more than a year, trying to talk to this person, being like, what are we supposed to do? Like the things that you do with me are not supposed, like they're not great. We're not having like a real relationship. Everything we do is wrong, because like all of the like social pressure and all of that I had no idea, and I felt like I was like obsessed with them, but like it vanished, and I remember breaking down crying after a few months, because I was like, I'm sorry, but I feel like my brain is telling me that I can't love you. And like they were really hurt and all of that, but like it didn't change, and I tried to make myself obsessed with them, like in the BPD way, so like I could like try to be in a relationship, because like I could never be with someone unless I turned into my favorite person, like the BPD term. You gotta look it up, I don't want to explain it right now, but like when they've been my favorite person, I could stay with them, but like it was also really hard for me. And like when they broke up with me, because I have been too much, because like I was dying from the social pressure and from my own feelings and all of the things that like were going on, they decided to break up with me on the 5th of January in 2021. Like, first of all, my world was literally destroyed. Life was ending. I'm sorry. I just had COVID. I recovered like a few days ago. I was getting out of quarantine. And it's the first day in like 2 weeks that I'm like feeling good. But like the symptoms are still like a little bit there. So don't mind it. Basically, they broke up with me. And I was trying to make myself feel so bad because like it felt bad for me. But like it went away. It was just like I wasn't sad about the romantic relationship. I was just sad about the trauma that this thing caused for me. And I was like, if it's not with them, I don't want it anymore. Because like they're the only person. I had never understood how people were just like, oh, I want to spend my life with my partner. Because I was like, I want to spend my life with my friends. And this person used to be like a close friend of mine. And that's why I thought like it's this one person, because I was like really stuck in this whole mindset that we need this one person to like spend our life with. And basically, after they've broken up with me, I went through a whole like self-discovering process thing. And after a while, I discovered the word like polyamory, and I thought, oh my god. I always felt trapped in romantic relationships with one person. And like the thought of like only being with one person and only having sex with one person scared me so much. And that's why I thought I must be polyamorous, because like it's a more like free thing and like open relationship, or like having more partners. That would be like the thing for me. And I was convinced, like I tried to convince myself that this is true. But like deep inside of me, like I always like do the opposite when I think about something. And like, I don't know, because let me explain it to you. Like I'm cooking something and I'm trying it and it's like not really good, and my brain is going like, this is the best thing you've ever eaten, and like this is basically happening to every single thing about me. So I was like pretty sure, deep inside I was pretty sure that I was not polyamorous, but I was like, what am I supposed to be? Like I started asking people if I'm like seeming like a relationship person, and like I have this Instagram community, and like half of them said yes and half of them said no. Many people say I'm just like a player or anything, and just like commitment issues, not being able to commit anything. That's what I thought. And then the whole polyamory thing went to my head. I was like, yeah, I need to get like so many partners now. And like there was this one girl and we started dating or anything, but like I realized I don't feel a thing. And like with nobody, like all I know is like being obsessed with them in a borderline way, but like not in a crush romantic relationship way. I thought I had crushes because I have this obsession with people and I like kissing them or like think about them, like being close to them. Also, like basically, you know, this thing that like lesbians have, for example, when they say, oh my god, I should have known. I always wanted to have a girl best friend my entire life. And then turns out I just wanted a girlfriend. That's why I thought I was a lesbian. Turns out I just really, really wanted to have a close friend. Like a really close friend, like not even a partner, not even a queer platonic partner or anything. I don't want to be in any kind of relationship. None. Like just the platonic ones. Just friendship. And it's not just friendship, but like friendship, because friendship is like the most important thing in my life. I actually have a tattoo, like here, that says I'm so in love with all my friends. To like show them how much I love them. And like for myself, like it's a really good song by like Philip Brooks or anything, like an artist that's like not really well known and it's not on Spotify anymore. So I really wanted to have this friend. So back to the girl that I was dating, and after a while I was like like when I thought I was polyamorous, I was like, oh my god, this person and that person, like trying to be obsessed with so many people. But like one person was my favorite person, the other person, I don't know. I still think about them a lot. And actually, we also made out like 2 months ago. It's a pretty weird thing, but they're really fascinating. But like not in a crush way. Like I don't want to date them way. But when I thought I was still experiencing romantic attraction, I will tell this in a few minutes. The things I say are pretty messed up. So I was dating this girl, and after some time I said, okay, I'm not even like gray romantic, I'm aromantic, or like lith romantic, because I used to think that I was lith romantic, because I thought, yeah, I have romantic attraction, but when somebody is feeling this towards me as well, it's gone. It's completely gone. But yeah, that's how like this drove us apart. And we never really talked again, but then I had like a huge fight with a friend from university and her, and like this is a really complicated thing and I don't want to put it on the internet again. So I had no idea. But like before that, I was talking to my best friend being like, can I still be aromantic? I think I do experience romantic attraction, because I thought that I would. And like my best friend was sending me the gray romantic thing and the lith romantic thing, and suddenly I realized, oh my god, I'm arrow. And pretty complicated thing. But I was glad that I figured it out, and I was just very happy thinking, okay, it was a relief being like, okay, now I understand why I don't want to be in relationships, like at all. I was still thinking I was polyamorous for like a long time, because I thought that I could like still crush on many people, while it was just me having like obsessions and all of that. So I think I'm not monogamous, but I have actually no idea how to pronounce it. You know what I mean. So basically, I can like do stuff with like more than one person, and I don't want to like do only things with one person. Like at the moment, I don't want to do things with anyone, because like I don't know, I'm feeling really ace repulsed of anything right now, and I don't want to do anything, because like actually I do have a friends with benefits thing right now, but like she's not really talking to me at the moment. I'm actually glad about it, because I don't know, it's like so much pressure and things that I actually don't want to do, I guess. Like kissing is fine, but like the other stuff, I don't know. And I actually don't know if it's like about me having body dysphoria because like of being trans and like not having started T yet, and we pretty much don't know. Like I'm not pretty sure about if I'm asexual or ace-spec, but I'm like, I know that I'm like romance repulse aromantic, but like there was this one person in the middle of last year, and when I knew I was aro, and I told them I was aro, and we decided to hook up, and it was really, really good. And then I thought, like, I don't know, I was like, you can't have me. I'm aro. I don't want to be in a romantic relationship with you. But I started catching feelings, and I was like, okay, let's go. And I decided to be in a romantic relationship with them, because like I tried to make myself love them, but turns out I just made them my favorite person, like in a BPD way. I was not in love with them, and they really broke me, and they were like really toxic, and it's, I don't know, it's a horrible thing, and I'm glad it didn't work out. Like I had no idea that a 6-week thing could like break me that much, but that has been like my last try of attempting to be in a romantic relationship, and I will never try it again. I'm really glad about it, because like it's so much pressure, like the whole social thing about it. It's like at work I was asked if I was married, like today, like I would with old people, and like some old lady that I haven't seen before was like, "Oh, are you married?" And I was like, "No." Yeah, the right person will come. I don't want any right person to come because I am complete, like, all by myself. It's like the whole thing. There's like so many worries about the future, like that friends will like stop like thinking friendship is something like as important, and they like leave me because they start their families and shit and like have partners and they're more important. But I like hope that my generation is a little bit more open and like not everyone like has to start the whole family thing or whatever. And like I still want to matter, it's a problem. After that, I was like even more like convinced of my like aromantic identity, and it hasn't changed, so I'm like almost off for a year and like comfortable in my identity since like the middle of last year. Like 6 months happy aromantic person, and like, you know, I'm really glad I figured this thing out. Like it went from bisexual to lesbian to bi to polyamorous bi person to lesbian polyamorous person to, well, I'm aromantic and probably asexual, and that's fine. Because like it was not like I was trapped in a romantic relationship because I did not have enough partners or anything. It was just like I didn't want to be in a romantic relationship at all, and I always thought that it like used to be like something amazing or anything, and that I had to do it. Also about the sex thing, like I had to do it. I had to do so many things. I had to try to be a woman. I had to try so many things, and it's like soul crushing to know like I've been through so much trauma and bad experiences because I had no idea that I was aro. Because I wouldn't have gotten into so many relationships, like I wouldn't have broken hearts or like destroyed people emotionally, like not even on purpose, because like I had no idea. And I wish I knew, and I'm just glad that I can be like one of those people who talk about it openly. Who can just like listen to me and being like, oh, they've been through the same. And they're ever and they're proud and they're like trying to make a life for themselves. Because I matter. And you all, everyone that like is listening to me right now, you all matter too. You are really, really important. And I have no idea if you like watching this because you're arrow yourself or like arospec or like figuring it out or thinking, am I arrow or anything? You will be okay. It's a hard way, but you will be fine. And I can be your older arrow sibling who's just like watching over you, being like, you will be fine. And you can make a great life. Like my idea of a perfect life is like studying like linguistics and living in another apartment like in my town right here, and having cats and many friends, getting to know people, just having a wild life, like crazy extroverted life, but still having like it for myself. And now it's like it's freeing for me because like I was so scared. I had so many nightmares. I was like having those nightmares about like people that I'm like cheating, or like people wanting me, or like being torn apart between relationships or anything, or like being forced to do this or that. And like I had so many sexual dreams, and like I have no idea. That's why like being arrow ace is now like a thing for me, because like both identities matter to me, even though the arrow identity matters more. But like if I had known that I'm ace as well, like it would have I would have been more okay and less traumatized, because like the things that I've been through in 2020 when I was in this relationship, like so many things, I was like mentally dying from them. But if I hadn't been in this relationship, I wouldn't have cared, because like it's like the social expectations being like so if you're in a relationship, you need to do this or that and this and like all of the things that society wants you to do when you're dating. It crushed me. It traumatized me, and I'm still trying to like let go of them. Like, I am already severely mentally ill, and like all of the like Romo trauma is pretty fucking bad. Like, seriously. I wanted to show off my I'm so in love with all my friends tattoo. Like, you can't really see it because like the light is really bad. And also my arrow tattoo. Like, no Romo and an arrow. I thought it was funny with like the prayer colors. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Also, like, I'm looking fine as hell. Basically. So, let me talk about another thing. Like, how I want like society to treat us. Because there are so many reasons why like people still use phrases like just friends, or when will you settle down and you'll grow out of it, or you will grow out of it. It's just a phase or anything, because it's not. I used to think that it was too, but I also thought I was like growing out of my mental health issues. It was like definitely not true. So, if you want to be an ally for the aromantic community, let me tell you a few things. We should normalize not asking, so when are you gonna get a partner? So, but isn't this like just being gay? Why can't you just be gay or anything? Because I've heard that a lot. Like the whole thing. So, you're already able to like date someone of your same sex, so why don't you date anyone? So we should like stop asking all the time like, when are you bringing like a boyfriend to dinner or anything? Because like I tried to do that. My romantic relationships always failed, and I decided to like bring my childhood best friend everywhere. Like to the whole family things, because like we've been neighbors and like we spent our entire life with each other. And my family, my grandma used to think that like we were dating, because like she knew that I was into girls for some after some time. I'm sorry. But like, no, we're not dating. And we should like value friendships more. And like, if you're L, don't think that your romantic relationship is more important because it's romantic. And don't like, it's so normalized that allos spend like their first months of their new relationships with their partners only and don't care about their friends or anything. And it's so normalized. And I think we should stop normalizing that, because no amount of feeling, and I'm saying this as a borderline who's obsessed like with their favorite people or anything, it's not like it makes you it gives you like the chance to like ignore the other people around you for that one person. Because like, also, I never understand how people are just like trying to like give everything for their romantic relationship, giving up on friends, giving up on everything for someone who will leave anyway. Because like, I'm pretty much convinced that romantic relationships cannot work out because of many reasons. I'm like surprised because like some people are like still dating and they move together and all of that, and my arrow brain is really confused, but also like happy for them, because I realized only because other people do it or can do it, it doesn't mean that I have to do it. And it's like, so it's such a freeing feeling for me. Yeah. Like, I'm forgetting what I'm talking about all the freaking time. But I think that we still have some points that we gotta talk about. This is especially like for the LGBT community, because especially people like me, a trans or ace person, can't identify with the whole love is love thing. So I was trying to like make something else out of it. Like, it's still love is love and it matters and it's important to me because like also my not straight identity was really hard for me to like accept for a long time, because like I had a really LGBT phobic family for a long time, and I came out like with a virgin love is love, not only as in like straight love and gay love are just like on the same level, but also in the same way that like platonic love is just as important as romantic love. And like there are also loveless errors. I'm none of them. I feel like because like I only have the sensual aesthetic and platonic attraction. My platonic attraction is so intense that it hurts, especially as a person with BPD. It hurts having so many feelings. I have so many feelings inside, and I'm kind of glad that I don't have those like craving romantic and sexual feelings, because like otherwise I would probably explode. And I'm so glad that like I'm able to experience life as like the person that I am now, and don't have to like fulfill any standards or anything. It like also gives me like a better feeling about myself, because it's like I don't have to impress anyone but myself. I don't have to like do anything. I don't want to be like attractive to anyone. And if people think I'm attractive, that's it. That's pretty cool. I'm not trying to change. And this is a huge thing, especially when I like grew up with people who were like really only caring about appearance and all of that. And it's just me taking my life back without a romantic partner, without any partnership, in a body that's like much heavier than before because of certain things, but also happier. And even though I'm struggling, I will not struggle with my romantic identity, and I hope that it will be better. And I'm like wearing this in a proud way. My tattoo, my flag, my ring that I have no idea where it is right now, but like my identity is so important to me. Like really, it means the world to me. And one last thing, like I have been to Pride as an Arab person, like for the first time. I always used to like go as a lesbian or like a bi person, but I went like with my non-binary flag and my aromantic flag, and I haven't seen anyone with an aromantic flag for a long time. And also like LGBT people coming up to me asking, and they were asking me, and I was like telling them, and this made me feel like, okay, even in my own community, people have no idea. That's why I'm so glad that the aromantic community on Instagram exists. And like when I saw other aromantic people, I was just like running up to this person being like, oh my god, are you Aro? And like I had no idea who this person was, and like this extroverted human being that I am was just like running up to them, hugging them, being like, oh my god, you're Aro. Like the first time seeing like an Aro around me in Cologne in public. It was pretty cool. I think we still have a lot of work to do in our community, and like the whole thing, like making a better world for younger Aros who are like figuring it out over time. And yeah, that's it. Sending you lots of love. No Romo, obviously. And I hope you enjoyed, and if you have questions, just ask me. I'm the Arrow ENF Polarina on Instagram. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my journey, and see you soon. Bye!
Thank you all for watching the Aromantic Voices video. Thank you to everyone who participated, and to each and every one of you who is a member of our Arrow community or an ally supporting us on this week. I really appreciate each and every one of you who contributed to my project or consumed it in some way, and I love you all so very much with, as you know, absolutely no Romo. Have a great Aromantic Spectrum Awareness Week, and wishing you all the best, not just this week, but always, because we are aromantic, no matter what. Every day, every second, just all the time. Peace out. Bye.